You're watching Business Rockstars. Thanks for joining us. Now let's go to Mark Lack.
We've got Leonard Kim in the building. He's the managing partner of InfluenceTree. It's a pleasure to have you on the show, brother.
Hey, Mark. Nice to have me here.
So tell us, what do you guys do?
So over at InfluenceTree, what we do is we help people grow their brand, get featured in publications, and grow their social media following.
So on that note then, what do you feel like are some things that people can start doing to develop a personal brand? And this is the language that you and I both speak, the topic of personal branding. But what are some tips and tricks for people out there who go, I don't know if I have a personal brand. How do I start creating it? Or maybe I do. How do I accelerate it?
Well, the first thing you have to do is identify your personal brand. And what you have to do for that is, what I like to do is an exercise with a set of Post-it notes. You get two different sets. One in maybe green and one maybe in like pink or blue or a different color.
I'll choose pink.
Okay, perfect. Me too. So with the green ones, what you do is you write down one word on there, adjectives that you would use to describe yourself. So it would be like leader, sleepy, fun, exciting, like shady, whatever it may be, like however you think of yourself. You write down all these one-word adjectives on there. Then for the second set of Post-it notes, what you do is you hand them out to trusted colleagues, friends, associates, everyone you can find. You let them know it's going to be 100% anonymous. You put them all into a bag, and you have them all write one word onto that. And then once you collect them...
That are the words that describe you.
Exactly.
Okay.
And once you collect all of these, what you do is you go back home, you grab a wall, and you start clustering these together. So like, let's say you say trusted, and 3 other people put trusted too. You group these together. This is probably your primary strength. And then another person might say like funny or great laugh or something like that. And that may not be something that you really identify with yourself with the exercise, but these are highlights that other people are saying about you as well. So you're able to identify like what your other great characteristics are. Then you'll find those things that you need to work on, like sloppy, lazy, things like that. And then those are the things that you have to work on later to take those weaknesses out of your brand. And once you have all of that, you'll get a good picture of who you are. And the best part of that is it gives you the fuel to get to the next step. The next step is, who are you like? So who are 3 people that you look up to?
John Asseroff, Tony Robbins, and my dad.
Nice. And if you were to say what your brand is, would it be a combination of those 3 people?
Maybe in some level, at an unconscious level. Some conscious things like Tony and John are guys in the industry that I look up to and have learned from a lot. So I've probably consciously and unconsciously learned to model some of their patterns. But yeah.
So the next thing you do is you go out there and you find 3 people that you look up to, and you find what parts of their brand that you'd like to incorporate into your own brand. So you take those characteristic traits, you take those strengths, you tie them together. Then next, what you do is you work on an exercise where you go out there and you identify your problem, your market, and your solution. Okay. So like, Mark, what do you think your target market is?
My target market is specifically people who either aspire to be or are already in the coaching, consulting, author, speaker, and online marketing space who want to grow their income, impact, and influence. And we do that through sales, marketing, and personal branding.
Nice.
So.
And what do you think the biggest problem that they face is?
Their biggest problem is not having true, proven ways that they can snap their fingers and generate more revenue and have more impact, because they don't have buying, borrowing, and creating content strategies to generate qualified leads and then processes in place to convert them that basically allow them to track metrics around how they impacted and, of course, made money off of it.
Nice. And in the first statement you said, you kind of tied in the solution as well with the target market. So what you do is you identify the problem, the market, and the solution. Okay. You break those down into 3 sentences. Then you break that down into 1 sentence. You could arrange it any way that you want. And then you break that down into 3 words. And with these 3 words, you kind of use similes with other things. Like you could be like the blacksmith of branding. Or like
everybody says the Uber of this.
Yes, exactly. You take 2 things that people recognize already. Like maybe you could be the Oprah or the Anthony Robbins of sales. Something like that. And you tie it together so people are able to relate to you. Then what you do is you construct all that together, and that's your outline for what your personal brand is. And once you have that outline together, you can start creating your mini bios, because on like Twitter, you get 140 characters to write something out. So you have to be pretty concise. So you go out there and you narrow it down to exactly what you want to be known for. Back it with your accolades, if you have any. If you don't have any, then you work on getting them later. But you just state who you are, but you want to put your personality in there too, because a lot of experts go out there and they're like, oh, I'm the best at this, I'm the best at that, I'm the best at that. Like if you watch a lot of Gary Vee's stuff, he goes out there and he tells people, be the expert, be the expert, be the expert.
Yeah.
But he doesn't tell them to have a personality too. So next thing you know, you see all these experts out there and they all look like, oh, this is a subject matter expert on this and this and this. There's like 50 people out there and you can't relate to any of them because
It's
they don't
super
have.
noisy, yeah.
Exactly. And if you incorporate your personality into it, then you have a much better chance of winning.
Like Gary's done, he's incorporated his personality.
Exactly. And then what you do is you don't go with one strategy where you just post in one place. You use a content syndication strategy. What that means is you take the same piece of content, you put it on Quora, you put it on Medium, you put it on LinkedIn, and you put it on your blog too. Then you amplify that through social media. And you, as you know from what Dennis Yu has taught you, you can use a $1 a day strategy to go and amplify that message to even more people with a paid method.
Okay.
But if you don't have the money to go out there and do a paid method, you can still use Quora and Medium.
We'll be right back with Leonard Kim to talk more about his business and pick his brain on some awesome Facebook and social media strategies to build your personal brand. I'm Mark Lack. This is Business Rockstars, and we connect a community of entrepreneurs. If you'd like to be a part of it, you can join us on Facebook, Twitter, or online at businessrockstars.com.